Sorry, my mic was muted in OBS. How's it going, everyone? We are here tonight for Tavern Talk. I am not too Sharmo. He had a personal issue to take care of, so I'm filling in for him. Joining me tonight is basedinc. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty solid. Also tonight, as always, we have JR. How's it going, bud?
Good. I'm kind of shocked that we're already at the start of the new season and it's week 1 and a lot is happening.
I know, it feels like the off-season went by way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this season was very long.
For sure.
All right, so...
I mean, I'm excited, so let's see what's on the docket for today.
Yeah, so we're going to start off by taking a look at the Gold Conference and then running through those matches and then doing the same for Red. So, what do you guys think of Gold? Who do you guys think are the standout teams? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how you mentioned the Zilfs and Albatrosses without even talking about the defending champs. Yeah. You know what? That's fair. Not to mention a major upgrade in the 5. Yeah. Yeah. Can you guys not hear him? It says on OBS they... Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm here last second. Hello, JR, say something?
Hello?
Can you guys hear him now?
Please tell me I can
Please,
be heard.
G-Kick. Please.
Alright, we're good. Alright.
Okay, there we go, G-Kick.
Yeah.
Our only viewer so far, so we have to work with that.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize
Thank you,
about any issues we might have tonight in advance. I'm stepping in last minute.
Oh, now Isocles is here. Okay, awesome.
Right, beautiful. Sorry about that, everyone.
So,
but
I would say with Gold that one of the more interesting things about it is the fact that every single team, I think what you said is very accurate. Every single team feels like they have a real chance. Even though some of these teams obviously had more of an impact last season compared to others, you still look at teams like Pod People, Dad Legend, The Stubbs, Saturday Night Pang Gang. They could really shake things up. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens here. I also find it funny that Good Luck Albatrosses are playing against HSA week 1. Clash of the Titans in the very first week. That's pretty...
Yeah.
Yowza.
I mean, this iteration of HSA has not beaten Good Luck Albatrosses. We played them in playoffs as Galacrones, and we lost, and we played them regular season last season and lost. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's very interesting because both of your teams are pretty much in the same boat. 4 players return, only 1 roster change. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So, are we ready to get into the first match?
Well, are we gonna talk about Red Conference when we get to them?
Yeah. I have it set up to.
Perfect.
All right, hold on a second. Let me. Whoops. All right, so our first match we have Team Drop Table Teams versus the Stubs. And our 1 seed we have Agent PWE versus Snake. 2 seed we had No Guaco barely sneaking out of one Evermate. And when I say barely sneaking out, the final game 5 was down to 1 HP.
Which is a big fat rip.
Yep. 3 seed we have Posca versus Osmonaut. 4 seed Mojo Pal versus Karufamwe. 5 seed Snake Fods versus Quaz. So this is, if I had to go with my predictions, I'm going to go with those of you who watch Saloon. You know what I usually say. I'm going to say 4-1 for the Stubs with only myself losing.
Yep. That was a recurring thing, I remember.
Yeah, and it works out perfectly because I've already lost.
I was going to say. It's like, what better time to go for that? I would say this is going to be a fun one because this is also just like with Good Luck Albatrosses versus HSA, where it's 2 strong teams that are coming back with 4 of their 5 players from last season. In the case of Drop Table, the Drop Table Teams is now the 3rd iteration of Bye, that was previously redacted last season. And their only changes, they have Mojo Powell in the 4 instead of Kel, which, I mean, Kel's a good player, but given how insane Mojo Powell was in the 5 last season, I can't see anything going wrong with that change. And then, of course, to Stubs, they lost our lovely legendary Ron Mexico, but they picked up the fantastic Snake, who did not play much at all in THL last season. But I think people are going to quickly find out that's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
So
Snake is a very strong player.
Honestly, that's part of the reason why, even though HMPWE is very strong, I'm definitely leaning towards Snake in the 1. I honestly would have bet on you, Ted, if your match hadn't already happened, but I would have been wrong, so it's fine. I'm gonna say Oz takes it in the 3 because he's my boy Oz, and I believe in him, and I'm still hero teammates with him, so I still feel obligated to root for him. I think Mojo Pal's gonna take the 4 though, and I do think Snake Fox is gonna take it. Is going to take the 5 over Quaz. So I think it's going to be Drop Table Teams 3-2 in a very close match.
Yeah, Snake Fods in the 5 is just disgusting. I don't know how that's fair at all.
He's really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Drop Table Teams has a pretty well-rounded roster when you really look at them. Like Agent PWE is not obviously as far as PR, he doesn't have one of the higher PRs for a 1 seed, but he's more than capable of holding his own. You have Noglaco and Posca, who have more than shown that they can hold their own in the seeds that they've been playing in. And then Mojo Pal and Snake Fods are just way above average for the seeds that they're in. So I'm just I think these guys might easily be slept on. But if you're like me and you're paying attention, I think you'll see they've got a lot of potential. And then they've done pretty well the last 2 seasons. So I feel very good about them doing well this season.
I agree. Based, what are your thoughts?
Hold on. It looks like our video paused.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It may just I see it still going. So
yeah.
Isocles got us. Icicles.
I was
Isocles.
I think that's just on your end, JR.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, someone told me that it's also an issue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So I got Agent PWE taking the 1. I think PWE is probably he had one of the best seasons as a 1 seed. Last season, he was the last undefeated 1 seed. I find it hard to pick against him, even with a lower PR. I was going to give it to you, Ted, in the 2. So I'll take the L there and still predict you. And I was going to then go 3 and 4 to the Stubs. and the 5 to Snake VOD. So the way it's looking is going to be 3-2 drop table, but I was going to be picking 3-2 to Stubbs.
All right. Yeah, but again, I've said this before, but as a computer science major, I love their team name. Just had to throw that out there. All right, but anyways, next up we have Dad Legend versus Diamonds Alley Cats. So,
and I gave
JR?
myself this one to review. So, Diamond's Alley Cats versus Dad Legend. So, Diamond's Alley Cats is, Diamond was the captain of Beast Mode last season, and as people can tell, they only actually, like a lot of other teams here, they didn't make many roster changes. The 2 changes that they made are now Heat Shock is in the 1 instead of obviously, and I forgot who their 4 seed was last season, but now Diamond is actually back in the player seat. What do I want to call it that? Yeah, of course. And then, of course, we got Dad Legend, who replaced Turd Herder, and I'm blanking on who was their 4 seed last season, but now they have Mum Kid and Clarity, who are, I would say, pretty good pickups, given how strong this team is and how strong they are. This is a really close one. I was going back and forth in my head of what I think is going to happen, because Heatchalk versus Honest Zabe, I would love to see that on stream. That's going to be a very close match if I do say so myself. But I'm going to give the slight edge to Heatshock because I get the feeling he's going to go on, one of those Heatshock streaks he did last season. And then I think for the 2, I'm going to give the edge to Myanodon. The 3, I'm going to say Bill Snyder. 4, I'm going to say Mumkid just because he's ridiculous in the 4 seed. And then I'm going to give it to 8-Bit in the 5. So I'm going to say Diamond's Alley Cats by a very close 3-2.
Yeah, well, your Mumkid and the 4 and 5s have already played.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I was going to say, wait. I saw that and I totally forgot. Yeah, no. So with the remaining matches left, then I'm going to say it's Dad Legend 3-2. So
yeah.
So I'm predicting Heatshock, Myanodon, Bill Snyder, and then of course your Mumkid and Clarity already won. Ignore me.
Yellow Dart, that is bold in the chat going with Dad Legend in the 4 and 5. I don't know why you were thinking that.
Why did Yellow Dart have to be watching when I made that mistake?
But
I can't catch a break today, folks.
Yeah, honestly, going down, I think I would agree with you 100%. Heatchalk in the 1, again, that could easily go to Zabe, but I think he has the edge. Myanodon in the 2, and Bill is definitely not a 355 PR player.
Nope.
But yeah, him in the 3.
Like Yellow Dart knows, I love the man. I respect him greatly, but I think Bill is. I have the feeling Bill's going to take this one.
Yeah.
After the unfortunate legacy season he had last season, he's going to bounce back because he had some pretty solid momentum in Wild, and I think he's gonna. I think he had one of those seasons where he had a rough season, and he's going to come back, do better, and just be like, I just had one off season. I'm good. Because that's the Bill Snyder way.
That's very fair. Based, what do you think?
Well, looking at the classes, because we get to do that, I would pick Heatshock, but you both went for Heatshock, and we got to balance it out a little bit. So I'm picking Zabe here. Myanodon in the 2, absolutely fantastic, great PR. Yellow Dart in the 3 versus Bill. I did give it to Zabe, so I'm going to give this one to Bill. I feel like both those matches are just super even and would be fantastic on stream. And then I think I'm going to give it to the Alley Cats in the 4 and 5. Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah, so that would be a 3-2.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I guess that's a 4-1 for... it's a 3-2 for Alley Cats, but...
I was going to say, it's extra bold going 4-1 Alley Cats after they're already down 8-2.
And also after I picked 2 of their players to win. That would be... Oh, well.
There's something wrong with you, Based. What are you doing?
I love math and numbers a lot.
Join the club.
Yep. Next up, we have Good Luck Albatrosses versus HSA, and well...
I got given this one. Yeah,
why.
For the record, I did not intentionally give Based this match.
Sure you didn't.
Sure. I think this is the first one you decide. All right, so in the one, I'm taking on Lotus Knight. It's going to be a fun one. Skittles versus Ghost. DeSharmo versus 2-star Mako. It's Me, Mike V versus Boozosaurus. And Chewbacca versus Duin in the 5. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Quaz strategy, but I really want to beat Lotus Knight. So I think I'm going to have to give us
now
a 5-0
you know how I felt
and
in
go
the
with
Hero
the
Finals
Sage.
last season.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Sage pick.
Going with the
I had the
bold Sage
misfortune
pick.
of losing to both
with
of
the
my
soldier.
Schoolstone partners in crime last season, so that was kind of unfortunate. It was fun, but bittersweet.
I mean, you took it down in the end, so it's all good.
That's true.
Would you like me to go with my anti-Sage pick?
Ooh, what's that?
Ooh, I
mean?
like this.
The anti-Sage pick is when I just picked 5-0 for the other team.
Oh no! That means please, let's do it.
No, I'm not that stupid.
Sage, you mad genius.
Uncaster curse me.
No, but if I had to pick, I'd say obviously you in the 1. I'm gonna go Skittles in the 2. I don't know. Ghost is 100% underrated, and I definitely
100%.
could see him winning this. Like, no one knows how good that man is, but Skittles is also a very insane opponent.
I was gonna say I think both of them are underrated. Frankly,
Yeah.
I think that Ghost is very underrated, but like that started to kind of show how good he was last season, starting in the 3 and really holding his own, especially as the season progressed. But I think Skittles is like, his PR doesn't really reflect his skill either, because I think he's shown that he can keep up with some of like the top 1 seeds. So, I don't think either of them should be slapped on. I think at the end of the day, that one's going to be very even.
Yeah, hold on.
Personally.
I'm just pulling up the stats right now, what Ghost is, because his lifetime win rate is just...
Oh, it's like 60 or 70%. It's wild.
It's like, I want to say 67 or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is... Hold on. Alright, anyways, I'll get to that in a second, but yeah, I'll go HSA the rest of the way down. So I'm going to say 401 HSA. JR, what do you think?
This was probably the toughest one to call, because Base versus Lotus is really hard to call. Skittles versus Ghost is really hard to call. And I think the other 3, I don't think any of them are that one-sided. I'm going to say DeSharmo gets it in the 3 because it's DeSharmo. Like, Mako's really good, but I feel like DeSharmo is going to have the season we thought he was going to have last season, where he just dominates everybody. But I think that's actually going to happen now. Mike versus Booze. Mike's my boy. I really want to give it to him, but I can't like not say Booze here. It's absurd. Duin versus Chewbacca. I love a good underdog story, so I'm picking Chew there. So I think I'm going to say... I'm going to say Lotus takes the 1, but Ghost takes the 2, so GLA takes this one 3-2.
All right.
Yeah, I just found the number. Ghost has a 68.09% win rate over 5 seasons.
I have a feeling, but I'm just going to say this, between the Lotus Knight match and between the 1 and the 2 seed matches, I have a feeling that's going to go like a 1-1 split down the middle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like, regardless of whether I'm right or wrong about those, I get a feeling whichever team wins one, the other team is going to win the other. That's just how close I think this series is going to be this week.
Also, it's insane too, because if you look at people who have played at least 5 seasons, he's 3rd for win rate, below Brewski and MMI.
Yeah. And when you know that you have to compare yourself to those 2 legends, put that in perspective.
Yeah.
What did those 2 legends play on?
What? What was that?
Go HSA.
I was going to say, you already knew the answer to that.
I did.
Don't even.
Sorry.
The funny thing is, though, Brewski hasn't played in so long that most people that there are a lot of people here who probably have no idea who he is, which is funny.
Yeah.
I've just heard the legends of him.
But
yeah, he was pretty big when I first started playing in THL, and that was 11 years ago, so I'll let you do the math.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like he like left a season or two before I joined, or like his final season was when I joined, something around there.
His final season was like a while ago, so it was like I think right before you joined. But I still remember like I think he left right before HSA got their third title.
All right, yeah, and I believe that was my first season. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
Yeah, that's how long. Like you still feel his presence even though he's been gone for so long.
Yeah. All right.
Do we want to move on to the next match?
Yeah. Final match for this Gold Conference is the Hot Zelfs versus the Pod People. In the 1, we have Coles versus Arhat. 2, we have Rabobson versus Zeroshio. 3 seed Donde versus Wicked Good. 4 seed Amphil versus Starlax. 5 seed Jim versus Saku. Oh man,
I'm excited for this one.
I agree. Absolutely.
This one, every single match looks like fun, and I really feel like it can go either way. Like Hot Zelfs is an extremely strong team, but I feel like Pod People is always a team that people are way too quick to sleep on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like Arhat, obviously nobody sleeps on Arhat. Like we all know how amazing he is. That kind of goes without saying. But I love how Zeroshio has like really stepped up his game over the past few seasons. Like, and his PR increase really shows that.
Yeah, he stepped up his game, and he's rewarded by having to play Rabobs.
I mean, that to be fair, that would have been the same case last season too. Yeah. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But even though like Donde and Anful are very good players, I would still say that like Wicked Good and Starlax could really give them a run for their money.
Absolutely.
And of course, Saku and Gymphlos are Saku and Gymphlos.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are two kind of mainstay teams because when you consider this is the third season in a row that Hot Zelfs is playing with this exact same roster. So that's pretty significant. And then Pod People has had a lot of the same people for the past few seasons as well. So
yeah, I feel like most of these are honestly just a coin flip down the board.
Yeah, but I'll let you start with the predictions, Ted. What are you thinking?
So I think I'm going Arhat in the 1, Rebob in the 2, Donde in the 3, Starlax in the 4, and then I'll give it to Saku in the 5.
Greatest Canadian.
I'm going to say 3-2 Pod People. But again, that's the closest 3-2 in history.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, let's not pretend like Pod People winning is like the most unlikely of things.
No, absolutely not.
Like that's, Hot Zelfs are really good, but Pod People, I think, people would be surprised at what they're capable of.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to say Arhat in the 1 because Arhat is my spirit animal. Rabobson in the 2. Donde in the 3. Starlax in the 4. God, this is tough. Because I got to give it to my boy Saku. I'm going to give him the 5. Pod People also. I'm going to say same thing. Pod People take it 3-2.
Based.
All right. All right. So let's get out the coin for the first one. All right. It went tails, so I'll give that to Ridiculous Hat.
I love how it took 4 matches for that coin to come out.
I mean, yeah, I do genuinely have a coin.
You slow played that here. So hard.
In the 2, I'm going to give it to Rabobson. I mean, Zeroshio got his Paladin, but Rabobson probably saw it coming, and those classes don't look great for that Paladin. I'm going to give it to Donde in the 2. Wicked Good's going to take that Priest Mirror, but then the Priest is gone. So, and maybe that might tire Donde out. That's the strategy. Is Wicked Good just drags out the Priest Mirror long enough to tire Donde out, take the rest.
I hate that that's actually a viable strategy.
I mean, like, it probably fuels Wicked Good. He feels it. And then in the 4, I'm going to give it to Starlax, and the 5 is going to Saku. So that is a 2-3 for Pod People.
I feel like it's unfair for the casters and Saku. Like, Saku could be in the 1 seed, and I'd be picking him just because it's Saku.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm picking Saku. Saku's the GOAT.
Saku's GOAT is the GOAT. It's like Saku. Like Saku is very. I appreciate how modest he is, but like he is. There's a good reason we love him as much as we do.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's all that really needs to be said. Like, we could go on and on, but I think that essentially covers it. But, you feel free to correct me if you want,
All right, so I believe we are to the midway point of the show at this point.
Yeah, so we're going to take a commercial break, and going to thank you all so much for tuning into Tavern Talk. If you are enjoying our show, make sure you check out Wild and Out on Mondays, The Saloon on Tuesdays, and Hearth Center on Wednesdays, right here at twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends, the site you're on. What is that? That's not enough content for you. Well, we stream THL matches on Fridays from 8 to 10, Saturdays from 8 to 10, and Sundays as well. Sunday match schedule to be determined by caster and player ability. Player availability. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. But wait, that's not all. We also have incredible... It cuts. The script line.
Yeah.
It just cuts off right there. So please consider subscribing to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, you can sub to the channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as a lovely THL chat badge. So hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest. Website, teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord at Team Hearth Legends.
All right. I would assume that part that cut off was probably about Schoolstone.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
probably.
We might. The two
I just copy and paste
Schoolstone
it,
casters may want to fix that.
Kids, this is what happens when you don't read what you copy before you copy it.
Whoa, we have a sub? Wow. Big shout out to the one, the only JR for subbing. All right. Anyways, time to talk about the Red Conference now.
AKA the conference that I'm a part of, because you two are stuck in gold.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be in red than gold.
I'm not going to lie, I want to be too.
Yeah.
But it's also because I like a lot of the teams I get to play against that weren't in my conference last season, so that's also kind of exciting for me.
I do think that a little bit of it is these teams are the new ones, right? Like Defias Brotherhood's completely redone. Blood Rumors, is the returning runner-up.
Yep.
They proved themselves, but they're still not fully known as a quantity. ATL, ATL is pretty much the same. Dirty Mike's and the Boys the same. Chaos Theory is redone and new. Amberflight Gaming redone and new. IDK redone and new. These are all mostly brand new, even if they're returning the name. And I think the only teams that are that came back with minimal changes were Dirty Mike and the Boys that didn't change. They were the only team that didn't change their roster at all. And then I think a Noyo team might. The Noyo team's got some changes.
I'm trying to remember. Oh no, their two seed is new. Never mind.
Yeah. And Blood Bloomers changed the 5.
Yeah, they had a G kick, so that's
I miss Silver Fox.
That's a solid pickup.
Silver's right there in Chaos Theory.
No, I know, that's true.
He didn't go anywhere. Well, he went somewhere, but he's still there.
The moral of the story is we like Silver T Foxy. But I also I like this also because there are a lot of teams here that were from the same conference last season, and a bunch of them were teams that either really struggled the whole time or struggled and found some momentum at the end. Teams like Always Top Deck Lethal and Amberflight Gaming, I'm really excited to see if they're going to turn things around after what happened for them last season, because looking at both of those teams, I'm just they look like they should be feared. They should not be slept on, because they can definitely hold their own. And I would say that even if they were in a more stacked conference than gold, I'm not going to pretend red is as strong of a conference or is as intimidating looking as gold is, but I don't think that this is a conference that's going to be any less entertaining, especially when you look at some of the specific players that are on a lot of these teams.
Yeah. I agree 100%. All right, so shall we move on to match 1?
Let's do it.
All right, give me a second to...
I also find it funny that my team has the bye this week, so we don't really have an excuse to talk about my team.
All right, anyways.
I can't win.
First up, we have ATL versus Amberflight Gaming.
The battle of the A teams.
Yeah, so JR, go ahead.
So this one I'm very excited for because Amberflight Gaming, both of these teams kind of have their own stories. You know, Amberflight Gaming was a team that, you know, started off with like Itachi at the top. They had him switched out and Dragon Rider came in and was really holding around. The team went 0-6, but then won the last 3 weeks. So I kept thinking, like, this is a team that has a lot of potential, and I think that they can really, they can really have a strong season if they like kind of learn from their mistakes. I think that starting off, you know, you've got Neji Boston in the 1, you've got Dragon Rider in the 2. That's right there a very strong 1-2 lineup, in my opinion. Christine coming back in the 3 and Bitbeaker coming back in the 4, and now in the 5 they have Dr. Fish, who people may recall was the duos partner for Neji Boston in the duos tournament, and they made it all the way to the finals. So if that doesn't shine a bit of a spotlight on both of them, I don't know what will. And then ATL, by contrast, mostly kept the same roster, except they replaced Brick with the one, the only Ron Mexico. And if this team doesn't do better this season, I don't know, I don't know what's going on, because they've got Ron in the 1, Pond in the 2, and A2 Battleship in the 3. That's insane. I don't care what anybody says. That's insane. But now my rant is over. So in terms of the actual predictions, Ron versus Neji Boston, I'm going to give the slightest edge to Ron. I'm going to say Dragon Rider beats Pond because she is very much underestimated, and as my former teammate, I'm slightly biased towards her. A2 obviously already beat Christine. I'm going to say Maddie Ebbs, one of the best 4 seeds in THL in my opinion, takes it in the 4. But I'm going to give Dr. Fish the win in the 5. So that is going to be a 3-2 in favor of ATL.
All right, I would personally, I'm going to say Neji Boston in the 1 for no other reason than Ruckfon. I'll give it to Dragon Rider in the 2. Like you said, Dragon Rider is 100% underrated. She's an amazing player. And like you said, also, she held her own in the 1 seed, so I'm expecting a solid season out of her in the 2 seed. 3 seed, obviously, already went to A2. 4 seed...
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Continue. No. I'll finish after.
I was going to say, 4 seed, Maddie. Maddie should not be a 4 seed, and Shensui in the 5. So what, I'm giving it 3-2 to ATL?
It's a close one for sure. Both of these teams, I think, are looking at very good seasons one way or the other. But it should be noted, this is going to be Dragon Rider's second full season playing here. When she played on my team 2 seasons ago, the Wet Woman, she was also in the 2 seed, and she did very well for herself. So I think that she's, right now, she's even better situated to perform well in that seed. So I'm excited to see if she can build upon that previous success from the last 2 seasons.
All right, and Based, what are your thoughts?
All right, so in the 1, it's super evenly matched. I would flip a coin, but I got classes to look at, and I'm really liking that Hunter Bring from Fawn over there. So I'm gonna give that one to Ron Mexico. It's so hard to bet against Dragon Rider, so I'm gonna give it to her in the 2. A2. I'm gonna vote Christine here. Yeah, I know.
If you're trying to mock me right now, I swear.
No, I'm sorry. I missed that. I'm not trying to mock you.
I didn't think you were. I just had to bring that up anyway. No,
A2 is an insane 3, and I would be picking A2, but the match is already decided, so I don't get to pick. I'm going to give it to Maddie Ebbs in the 4 and Dr. Fish in the 5, and that'll be 3-2 for Amberflight Gaming.
Wow, all right.
Stuff like this is just making me think Red is going to be very fun to watch too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be a blast. Like I said, I think that the biggest issue is we all look at it, these conferences and go, this one's OP and this one isn't. It's just because we don't know as much about red as we do about the teams in gold. That's
very
literally it.
Well, I think it's
wild.
that. Well, I don't think it's necessarily that, because like there are a bunch of teams here that even though they've changed, they are somewhat familiar. But I think it's like when you look at like a lot of the teams that were around last season and look at the which ones were successful and which weren't, most of them are in gold. So it's understandable to kind of look at red with less and see it as less intimidating or intense.
But they got makeovers. The teams that Ted, we lost audio.
Can you hear now? Sorry, don't know what happened there. Right.
Fix it.
Fix it?
There we go. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry about that.
We'll move on to the
I just want to comment something you said earlier. You said red is going to be wild. I'm pretty sure they're still playing standard.
I mean, you just generate a bunch of cards, and it feels like wild.
True.
All right.
And you kill your opponent in one turn. That's
okay. Anyway,
all right. So the second match of the week, we got a Noyo team taking on the runner-ups of last season, Blood Bloomers. In the one we got a mage versus Adamos, who I believe Amaj actually subbed a couple times for Blood Bloomers, so it's kind of exciting to see. And in the two, we got Sanguine taking on Catharsis in Catharsis's rookie season. So that'll be exciting there. Again, Mad at Arms, captain of the team, taking on Ator. The 4, we got Zethund taking on Medusa's Starkey. And in the 5, we got Totino's taking on G-Kick. This is this is a marquee matchup for the week. Like, this is so exciting. I do think I'm gonna have to give it to Adamos in the 1 because that robot was able to submit classes, got through the CAPTCHA. It's the only thing that could possibly stop him. Like, it's just a Hearthstone machine. I'm gonna give it to Sanguine in the 2. I think you just you can't bet against Sanguine.
It's kind of the same thing with Dragon Rider, and they just both happen to be women. It's like, they're both really strong, underrated 2 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed Priest is a comfort class for her, and Priest is strong. She's bringing Priest, so that's always a good sign. I'm going to give it to Mad at Arms in the 3. I think that he's ready to bounce back here, even with the PR difference. I'm going to give it to Zethund in the 4, taking over Starkey. Medusa's, I think it's going to be tough. Actually, let's flip a coin. Coin agrees.
Take a shot.
I don't. Okay, I'll be right back. And then the 5, I think that these are probably 2 of the best 5 seeds.
Agreed.
Just anywhere.
Yeah,
I really
literally had the same thought.
Gets to tell the story of I think he got a signed shirt for something. Anyways, but I'm gonna give it to G-Kick here, and that'll be 3-2 for the Blood Bloomers.
JR?
Ted, what about you?
All right, I'll go. I think I have to go with Adamos in the 1, obviously, though. He is a little questionable without Demon Hunter. As you know, he was one of the first people in the world to 1,000 with Demon Hunter, but still going to have to go with him. Sanguine in the 2. But I think from there, I'm going to give it to a Noyo team. I think I'm going to say Mad at Arms over Ator, Zethund over Medusa's, and Totino's over G-Kick. So I'm going to go 3-2 a Noyo team.
I love both of these teams, but I really want to see a Noyo team, just like how with ATL and Amberflight Gaming, I really want to see them outperform their previous season and really show that they can really keep themselves in the playoff race. So for me, it's I think a Noyo team has to pull off a major upset to win. And I'm just trying to figure out which one do I think it's most likely going to be. Because I think Mad at Arms and Zethund win their matches. I think Sanguine takes the 2. And I'm going to say Adamos takes the 1. So I'm going to say Totinos takes it in the 5. So Noyo team takes this one 3-2. But I'd be very content with either of these teams winning. They're both very strong, and they're both definitely going to help set the tone for the Red Conference this season.
Absolutely. Okay. Next up, we have Chaos Theory versus Team Chop.
I'm excited for this one. Might be the one I'm most excited about this week because I feel like these are the teams that have gone through the most interesting changes among all. Because so Chaos Theory obviously was Isocles' team from last season. They went through 3 roster changes. The only 2 players that returned were Isocles and Mike Lowe. They brought themselves Notorious GHP, who I'll be honest, I don't know anything about. Do either of you two?
No.
Okay.
I believe that they've played before, and them coming back with a 531 PR is it's impressive.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember if this was a former veteran because I thought I recognized the name, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name sounds familiar to me, but I don't know anything besides hearing the name before.
Then we have of course Silver T Fox Demon, who we already know. He was on Blood Bloomers last season. We just talked about that. Really good 5 seed, definitely somebody to watch out for. And the one I'm most excited about for the return, the one, the only, Risen. Neither of you know who he is, do you?
Nope.
I definitely know the name, but I don't know a lot about him.
He got picked up by Aeon, and I think he's also on a hero team. So,
yes,
obviously a hot commodity.
So the basic backstory around Risen was that he started off in THL as being a 4 seed with about 200 or so PR. And then he showed one of the quickest, most impressive improvements that I've ever seen in THL. Just being able to hold his own with the 2 seeds and the 1 seeds. His PR does not do him justice. This man is a very talented, intelligent player. So him in the 3 seed to me is pretty ridiculous. So I'm excited for that. And then of course on the other side we have Chop, which is I almost want to say the new F2L, but I guess that's kind of not really fair considering the only player from the former F2L is Liquidox. But looking at this roster definitely gives me those vibes because last season they had 2 very high PR 2 very high PR seeds at the top, and then a pretty solid, well-rounded 3 to 5 seed, and that's kind of what we got here. Liquidox and Markshire in the 1-2 is pretty nasty. Scritch is coming back for the first time in a while. This guy used to be a 5 seed. He is more than prepared to be in the 3 seed. Don't you worry. And then of course Durden, he's been around for a while. He's in the 4, and then finally Sharkbait, who we were saying is also new to THL, right?
Yeah, she's Quaz's girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah.
So going off of that, I gotta go for Liquidox in the 1 because it's Liquidox. I'm going to say, oh god, this is hard for the 2. I'm going to say, you know what, Isocles is about time he gets a nice upset, so I'm going to give it to him in the 2. Plus he's watching. Risen, I'm going to give the 3. My boy Mike Lowe is going to take the 4. And then Silver T Fox Demon, I'm going to say the 5. So 4-1 Chaos Theory. I'm not expecting to be right about this, but that's just kind of where I'm initially leaning. What about you guys?
Base, you want to go next?
Oh yeah, I will take this next. I'm really excited. This is probably going to be a pretty evenly matched series here. Really exciting to see what these teams are capable of. So I'm gonna give it to man. I really like the Hunter bring into Liquidox's lineup, and so I think I'm gonna go with GHP there. Hard to bet against Liquidox, but I get to use classes to make these predictions, so I'm gonna do it. In the 2, I'm gonna give it to Isocles. And in the 3, I think Scritch is gonna take it down. Just fantastic player, definitely, like you said, ready to take on the 3. Mike Lowe in the 4, hard to bet against Mike Lowe. And then I'm going to give it to Sharkbait in the 5, and that is going to be a 3-2 for Chaos Theory.
All
Somewhere there's a very happy Quaz right now.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna go Liquid Ox in the one. It is, obviously GHP is a solid player, but it's very hard to pick against Ox. 2, I'm gonna have to go Markshire again. I mean, to be fair, it's Icicles. Neither of these guys should be 2 seeds, but
No.
I'm gonna give Markshire the slight edge. 3 seed, I'm gonna give it to Scritch. I believe in Scritch. I know obviously Risen is he's probably even the favorite in this match, but I'm gonna say Scritch with the upset. 4 seed Durden. Durden, I don't think should have 282 PR. He plays way above that. And
but so does, in fairness, I would argue does Mike Lowe.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then 5, I'd say I'm gonna give it to Silver. So I'm gonna go 4-1 shot. All right.
Interesting.
And our final match.
I will say it is very appropriate. It is very appropriate that Risen and Scritch are playing each other just because these are 2 longtime veterans who are playing each other after not having played in THL for a while.
Absolutely.
So I honestly hope they can get this on stream, but I'm not expecting anything.
All right, and our final match.
Now we have one more match.
Go ahead, JR.
Well, I actually took the last one by accident, so I'm going to give this one to you, Ted.
Wait, no, no, I just did that last one. Wait,
I thought that was me who did that last one.
Oh yeah, you did. Wait, I gave that one to you by accident.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
all right, my bad. Anyways,
no, it was my bad.
Defiance Brotherhood versus Dirty Mike. In the 1, we have Fuel versus Clone. 2 seed Tony Montana versus Easy Bake. 3 seed Surlos versus Comp. 4, we have Astral Frog versus Neb Canuck. 5, we have Lefty versus Timothy Chambers.
Do either of you know anything about Timothy Chambers?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
I know that Clone and Easy Bake are they're a duo of sorts, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think actually Timothy Chambers is a friend of our hat.
I can believe that.
If I'm thinking of the right person, and he was he helped Brushy for a while with the duos tournament casting.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I've seen him around the Coin Conceit Discord. That's where I recognize him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Goodbye, Coin.
But
well, as we can see, Defiance Brotherhood, these are 2 teams on opposing ends because Defiance Brotherhood changed up most of their roster, if I'm looking at this correctly. Because Clone and Easy Bake did not play for them last season, right?
No.
I think it was just Comp and Neb Canuck.
I believe so, yes.
So yeah, most of their team is different. Meanwhile, Dirty Mike and the boys, literally the exact same roster as last season. They're starting off at the seeding. The initial seeding is a bit different because Tony and Surlos were swapped last season, and then Astro Frog and Lefty were the same deal. But yeah, same players overall. So curious to see how this works out for both of these teams.
Anyways, for my picks, I think I'll have to give it to Fuel on the 1. Again, Fuel 550 PR definitely has earned it. Solid player. 2,
Fuel's legit.
Yeah. 2, I'm going to give it to Easy Bake in the 2. I'll go Comp in the 3, Astral Frog in the 4, and Lefty in the 5. So what is that? 3-2 to Dirty Mike.
Also, reminder: Astral Frog is Based's brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Based, you know what's going to happen if you don't pick your brother to win.
Why wouldn't I pick my brother to win?
I don't know.
I will always pick my brother to win.
Because you're unpredictable sometimes, Based. I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'll give this one away. I'm going to pick Astro Frog to win every week. I don't care. Astro Frog will be on the 1 playing against Heat Shock. I'm picking Astro Frog.
Damn.
No, hold on. What if it comes playoffs and you're facing Astro Frog?
I'm picking Astro Frog. I have no qualms picking against myself, but not my brother. You can't.
I'm not going to lie. That's really sweet. I might tear up a little bit.
Oh, so you need to promise me that if that happens, you will get it on stream.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, God.
But,
we need to make that into a grudge match now of sorts.
I mean, I think he might be down to play a show match at some point. That'd be fun.
Man.
All right,
so quite an audience.
I'm going to get into my predictions here. I'm going to start with Fuel. Fuel is the poster child of a 1 seed. That's what you want right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely insane player. Easy Bake in the 2. I don't really know much, but I'm gonna give that's a big starting PR. Like that's high legend finishes. So I'll give it to Easy Bake there. Gonna give it to Sir Los in the 3, and I'm gonna give it to Neb. No, I'm just kidding. Astrofog in the 4. I mean, Neb Canuck has a sick name. I just gotta throw that out there. I don't know anything about them, but like, it's a fun name. Oh yeah, Easy Bake was top 8 at the WSOE. Says Big Buse in chat, so that is quite impressive.
Buse.
I got knocked out by Old Boy. That sweet golden celebration card. But anyways, back to this. Lefty in the 5 is where I'm picking it, and that is going to be, I believe, a 4-1 for Dirty Mike and the boys.
Oh man, this is tough. I'm definitely giving it to Fuel in the 1. Fuel is an incredibly talented player. He's no joke. Easy Bake is really good, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Tony Montana just because I think he's got so much momentum coming out of last season that I really think he's got a good shot of winning this one. I'm going to say Comp takes the 3 though. I'm going to show the faith I have that I'm going to join in the faith for Astrofrog that Based has and say Astrofrog wins in the 4. And I'm going to say Lefty wins in the 5. So that is going to be 4-1 in favor of Dirty Mike and the boys.
All right. Yeah, and I believe that's just about it.
Because no IDK this week.
You'll get the rest of them.
I'm like sad because I can't even talk about our roster changes in proper fashion.
We'll talk about it next week.
That's fair. Yeah, just know we have a new 1 seed. And you've been warned.
I think we'll be able to see it pretty quickly.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to show up until next week unless the website is updating the team rosters. You'd have to ask our hat about that.
Okay, I'm just going to message our hat right now.
Really?
No.
I didn't think so, but at the same time, I just had to go.
All right. So I don't actually know about any of the stream schedules. I don't know about any of the matches coming up this weekend. I know that.
I was going to ask, yeah. I mean, we have the Schoolstone schedule, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, I could click away to get the Friday night schedule, but that would mess up the webcams.
Okay. That's fine. So there will be. I know they're still looking for Salty Saturday match for anybody who wants to play on that. And Schoolstone, we have Base. Do you want to tell them, or should I?
I will run through those. We have 4 matches on Schoolstone, so
yeah, it's going to be a big Sunday. Yeah,
we're going to be trading off casters because we got 2 standard series. We got Avi taking on our hat in the Pro Series, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. This is all Sunday. The second match is going to be Twos versus your mom kid in Hero Series, 2 p.m. And then we got Brushy Tuna taking on Duocat for Wild at 3, and then Posca versus Scritch for 4. So I believe Marty B is going to be taking the reins on the last 2 matches. We're going to try and get Mike Lowe out to cast those. He's been having some internet issues. And then Lotus and myself will be the main casters on the first couple matches. We might have a couple other guests, depending on who shows up.
All right. And I brought it up. Friday night, we have 2 matches. Starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a pro match, NZ versus Typhoon.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
And then 9 p.m. we have a Hero Series, King of Pixel versus Lord Zeolite.
Interesting. So 2 newcomers.
Yeah, 2 rookies.
That'll also be very exciting.
Yeah, fun to watch. Talk about a way to get some hype around you.
Exactly. It's like you're excited by the first match because both of these 2 players are very seasoned and bring a lot to the table, and then you're excited for the other match because they're strong, but you're very curious to see how everything plays out and if what's in store because we don't really know much about them, and there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe that's about all we have for tonight.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, everyone.
It's going to be an exciting week 1, so I mean, it's going to be interesting. The thing it's going to be very weird, like kind of evaluating week to week with the buys, because we obviously didn't have any last season, but it's definitely going to prove to be still a very exciting season all the same.
Absolutely. Based
Any final thoughts, either of you?
No, really looking forward to the season. Really excited to run it back with HSA. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, if HSA manages to, I'm just gonna say this now, if HSA manages to win their 5th title and manages to do it like for the second time, mind you, 2 championships in a row, I'm gonna do something ridiculous because like I'm just gonna be like, what's like something has to be done to commemorate such a ridiculous but amazing. There's such an amazing but ridiculous occasion. Because I mean, like, I don't know, maybe Sage should have a shrine made after him or something, because like that's just incredible.
Well, I was gonna say I've seen some people say we should have like a Hall of Fame, and it's like just Sage sitting alone in there.
Yeah.
Hall of Sage.
There should be a Hall of Sage. Abs, I 100% support that.
Or just like in honor, we rename it to like the Hall of Fame, brought to you by Sage.
Yeah, there you go. Sponsored by Sage.
That too.
Okay, I'm into that.
But yeah, always a pleasure to come op Tavern Talk. I'm sorry we had a few technical difficulties there in the beginning, but I'm glad we still had a show.
We made it happen. Thank you so much, Ted.
Yeah, of course. And thanks everyone for coming out tonight.
Everybody now needs to tweet hashtag Big Ted is clutch.
Okay.
All right.
It's true.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see everybody tomorrow night for Friday Night Fights. And then we'll see you guys back next Thursday.
Wonderful evening, everybody.
All right, see you guys.